My name's Rod Martin. I'm the guy behind DrupalHelps.com and the starter site that you can spin up over here at DrupalForge. I got a request on how to take it from DrupalForge and put it in my own local environment, so I'm going to show you that step by step. The first thing, of course, is you need to have a site from the starter site over here at DrupalForge.org, and you need to be logged in. By being logged in, you have access to the Cloud Dev environment. So if you didn't create an account when you created the starter site, no worries, just spin up the starter site and then go up here to the person icon and log in, preferably using a Google account. That's your best bet. When you come back, well, then this site will now be in your set or your list of sites. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to back up the database and the public files. Head over to your DrupalForge site, and it should come up pretty quickly if you've been in there before. If it's a brand new one, it might take a moment or two. Head over to Configuration, Development, and click on Backup and Migrate. We're going to back up, as I said, the database and the public files. So Drupal database is selected by default. Click Backup Now. That's going to download it to your Downloads folder. And public files to your download folder as well. Now, only one suggestion here. You might want to make sure that this version of Drupal 11 is completely up to date. I'm going to head back over to my dashboard, and I'm going to click Copy on the password here and open the VS Code environment. Once again, if you've not done this before, it does take a moment or two. And once this loads, you might want to run Composer Update just to double check. All right, the only thing we need to do here is download the composer.json file. So I'm going to right click on composer.json and click Download. It's going to ask me, do I want to save it? Of course I do. Again, takes just a moment, and there we go. All right, let's take a look at my downloads folder. All right, you can see the backup of my MySQL database, my files, and then Composer for JSON. That's because I've got a few copies. You'll likely just have a composer.json file here. The first thing to do now that we've got these three files, well, go ahead and set up a site using DDev. Now that's what I'm using. If you want to put this on a live web server somewhere, the steps will be essentially the same, but you'll need to make sure you're doing it for your server, wherever that is. There might be some different steps. All right, I'm going to create a brand new DDev site from the documentation, just so you see how it's done in case you've never done it before. DDev is a fantastic way to host sites locally. The first step is to make a directory. So make dir ss for starter site tutorial. So whatever your site folder is going to be, and then cd into that. Now, the commands to get all this started are fortunately over at ddev.io. Make sure you pick Drupal 11 and then just copy the commands. Now, I'm going to do these one at a time. You can do them all at the same time. I'm going to do these one at a time. So we're going to go ahead and set up the site. And the next one is, of course, DDev start. I love Warp. It allows me to just quickly tab the next command because it just knows. It's pretty amazing stuff. While that's doing that, let me get the next one. DDev Composer create project. We'll wait till this container is ready. It's downloading and getting everything ready from core. And then we'll install Drush. Once that's finished, and then we'll set up an account using Drush called admin and admin. And finally, we'll launch the site using the admin and admin password we already just created. And voila, there we go. It's a one-time login. Literally, I'm just going to save it as admin again. Doesn't matter. We'll be overriding this. And by the way, the password on the starter site is admin and admin as well. Now, this is a standard Drupal 11 website as of now. Now, there is one thing at this point you need to do. On DrupalForge, the database is MySQL. In DDev, by default, it's Mariah. And if you've not changed that, well, then we need to convert the database that we just created into a MySQL database. Now, you can quickly test this out by literally just importing it and seeing what happens, but it will likely break. The next step then is to replace the composer.json file. So I'm going to grab my composer.json file, copy it, and put it in that folder. Paste. I'm going to delete both the composer.json and the composer.lock file and rename that as composer.json. And I'm going to run DDev composer update. That's going to grab all the modules that are in our composer.json file. And it's at this point, you should probably convert the database. Now, let me grab the command for that. It is DDev debug migrate-database MySQL 8.0. And it's going to say, are you sure? And you want to just say yes at this point. Otherwise, when we imported our database into the new site, it would have just given us an error and failed. I'm just going to pause the video until that's done. It just only takes about a minute. All right, we're ready to go. I'm going to head over to my new Drupal site, click on Extend, and I need to enable Backup and Migrate. Of course, I could have done that with Drush pretty easily, but that's all right. And now Configuration, and under Development, you're going to see Backup and Migrate, and we're going to click Restore. Click Choose File, grab the MySQL database, and restore. You'll note that the file size is 100 meg allowed, and that's pretty standard with DDev. Next, we'll get the public files. Choose File, grab the public files, which is only 21 meg. Change this to Public Files Directory. Again, make sure you do that, and click Restore. Click Back to Site. Now, there is one little quirk here with DXPR. You do need to save the configuration, otherwise you can quickly just put the colors back in. But even if you choose the defaults, they're not adding them, and I'm not sure why. So that's just a really weird recent quirk here. Doesn't really matter. If as long as you save configuration, you still get those errors. Once you click back to site, not a big deal. The starter site is up and ready. Here's the demo page, and it's ready to go. Now, there are a couple of images that sometimes don't catch on, but like I said, you're easily able to upload your own images from here. Congratulations, you've got the starter site in your own local environment to do anything you want with. And yep, it's still free. Hey, thanks for watching. This has been a bit of a long video. If you've got any questions, head over to DrupalHelps.com. We're happy to answer them. And of course, we do training on this and everything Drupal related, from a 5-day Drupal immersion class to a 3-day advanced site builder class where we actually cover how we built this, as well as a 1-day quick introduction to Drupal. Thanks.